In the shadow of the Colorado Rockies, where silence holds its breath and history refuses to rest, stands a hotel where some guests check in but never truly leave. Welcome to this chilling tale from America's haunted heartland. Today, we explore the haunted halls, ghostly legends, and mysterious energies surrounding one of the most infamous paranormal hotspots in the country, the Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, Colorado. Inspired Stephen King, startled ghost hunters, and unsettled countless guests, this hotel is more than just bricks and beams. It is a doorway into the unknown. Make yourself comfortable if you dare. Paranormal activity at the Stanley predates King's visit by decades. Stories of ghostly encounters have persisted since the early 20th century. Hotel founder Freeland Oscar Stanley and his wife Flora are said to have never truly left. Guests have reported seeing Flora playing the piano in the music room, while others claim to have seen Freeland roaming the halls in his old-fashioned suit. Room 217 is infamous for unexplainable phenomena. Housekeepers report lights turning on and off by themselves, bags being nestled in the Rocky Mountains of Estes Park, Colorado. The Stanley Hotel stands as one of America's most iconic haunted locations. With its grand Georgian architecture and sweeping mountain views, it first opened its doors as a luxurious resort for the wealthy elite. But beneath its elegant facade lies a darker history, one that continues to intrigue ghost hunters, thrill seekers, and Stephen King fans alike. The Stanley Hotel gained international fame as the inspiration for King's 1977 horror novel The Shining. During a stay in room 217 in the fall of 1974, King had a vivid nightmare about his young son being chased through the hotel's hallways. The eerie experience and the hotel's isolated ambience became the seed for his iconic tale of madness and the supernatural. Since then, room 217 has become one of the most requested and feared rooms in the hotel. Being unpacked or repacked, and items being mysteriously moved. One maid allegedly experienced a blast of cold air and saw a ghostly woman standing at the foot of the bed. Despite the chilling tales, many visitors insist the energy in the room feels more curious than malevolent. Another hotspot of paranormal activity is room 401. Originally used as the hotel's nanny quarters, this room has a history of ghostly children and a male presence that some guests find unsettling. Visitors have claimed to hear children giggling late at night, despite no families staying on the same floor. Some report being touched or seeing shadows move across the walls. In one account, a man said he awoke to find his clothes neatly folded at the foot of the bed, even though he remembered tossing them onto a chair. The fourth floor, once the servants' quarters, is considered one of the most haunted areas of the hotel. Guests staying on this floor have heard footsteps pacing the hallways, doors creaking open on their own, and whispers with no source. The elevator, despite modern upgrades, sometimes moves between floors with no one inside or calling it. The concert hall is another area steeped in mystery. Built by Freeland Stanley for his wife Flora, the hall still echoes with spectral sounds. Lights turn on and off, cold spots appear without explanation, and visitors have captured strange mists and orbs on camera. One spirit often associated with the hall is Paul, a former maintenance man. Staff say Paul still patrols the area, enforcing the hotel's 11 p.m. quiet hours. Guests have heard a stern voice say, "Get out," or "Time to leave," when lingering late at night. While skeptics might attribute the experiences to old building quirks and suggestible minds, the sheer volume and consistency of reports make the Stanley Hotel a prime location for paranormal investigation. Television shows such as Ghost Hunters, Ghost Adventures, and Portals to Hell have all filmed episodes at the Stanley, documenting strange occurrences and unexplained readings. Many ghost hunters use EMF meters, thermal cameras, and digital recorders to capture evidence of the supernatural. One investigation in room 217 captured a woman's voice saying, "Hello there," when the room was reportedly empty. Another guest recorded what sounded like a child's laughter echoing through the hallway in the dead of night. The Stanley embraces its haunted reputation, offering nightly ghost tours that explore the hotel's history and haunted hotspots. Tour guides share documented stories from staff and guests, adding context to the spooky ambience. Visitors can also take part in spirit photography sessions or join paranormal investigations led by professional ghost hunters. Yet, what makes the Stanley so uniquely haunting is the mix of elegance and eeriness. The grand staircase, chandeliers, and antique decor offer a glimpse into a bygone era, an ideal setting for lingering spirits. The hotel's isolation in the mountains also adds to its mystique. When fog rolls in or snow falls silently outside, the atmosphere becomes cinematic, almost dreamlike. Despite its haunted reputation, the Stanley Hotel continues to be a popular destination for weddings, conventions, and tourists. Some visitors come hoping for a ghostly encounter. Others stumble upon it unexpectedly. Whether they leave as believers or skeptics, most agree that there's something unexplainable about the Stanley, a presence in the air, a whisper in the hallway, or a sudden shiver down the spine. There are also tales of spectral children playing in the hallways, laughing and running, leaving tiny footprints in the dust. A guest once reported being woken by a child's voice asking, "Can you play with me?" only to find an empty hallway. In one well-known incident, a woman staying in room 407 said she was startled awake by the sensation of someone sitting on her bed. When she opened her eyes, she saw the faint image of a cowboy staring out the window. He faded before her eyes. Others in that same room have described the smell of cigar smoke and the sound of boots walking across the floor despite smoking being banned and the room carpeted. It is said that energy lingers in places where emotion runs high. The Stanley, with its decades of love, loss, creativity, and fear, has absorbed the emotions of its guests and residents. Perhaps it's this emotional residue that fuels the ghost stories. The Stanley Hotel may be a historic landmark, a literary legend, and a modern ghost hunting destination, but to those who have heard the whispers, seen the shadows, or felt the invisible hand brushing against their shoulder, it's something more. It's a place where the past and the present still dance in the halls. And maybe, just maybe, not all the guests ever check out. Whether you're a believer or a skeptic, the whispers of the past echo loudest in places like the Stanley. Thank you for joining us on this spectral journey through haunted history. If you enjoyed the story, be sure to like, subscribe, and share it with fellow ghost story lovers. Until next time, stay curious and never follow the footsteps you don't see. Good night, and don't look behind you.